There's gonna be those people that say, oh, you're spoiled, you don't pay for any of this, when in reality I'm over here working 40 hours a week to get all this Billy stuff.
What's pretty unique is that during the Kissland era, The Weeknd came out and he passed out condoms. The condom is no longer in here, but I did buy just the case.
Welcome to MTV's Lifestyles of the Biggest Standums, where we travel high and low to uncover some of the most insane collections of the country's biggest stands. Today's episode has been officially declared most likely to make you cry to your therapist 1 minute and dance the next. It's Billie Eilish and The Weeknd. Is Jessica giving up Wi-Fi to buy The Weeknd merch creating a stronger connection or a dial-up disaster? We'll let you make that call. First, grab your bleach and green hair dye as we head over to Shirley, New York to take a look at Gabby's Billie Eilish bedroom. Do you think she can do my roots for me? I can't reach the back.
Hi, my name's Gabby. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Shirley, New York. Let's go check out my Billie collection. I have exactly 241 pieces of merch in my entire room. Things I collect are like vinyls, cassettes, dolls, shirts, hoodies, long sleeves, some sweats, beanies, jewelry, magazines, oh, and posters. Yeah, so I've worked a lot and I've spent most of it on this. Yeah, my mom calls it a shrine. Yeah, she makes fun of me saying, you spend all your money on that, you should start saving your money. I do save my money for Billie merch. I mean, as you can tell, I'm a pretty big Billie Eilish fan. Behind me, we have my Billie photo wall, which is a bunch of pictures I've kind of taken from the internet and some pictures I've taken myself. So I picked like some goofy ones, that we all thought was funny. Some of the ones where, she was more serious looking. My liked post that she's liked from my fan account. Last year around March, I made a post about Billie and she decided to like that post. And I have my shirt covering my mouth. I'm like, there's no way this just happened in the middle of class. And then I asked my teacher, I'm like, can I just go to the bathroom? And I run in there and I'm like, there's no way. There's around, I think, 30 Billie vinyls right here, including the 7-inch and all the 12-inch vinyls. I've paid easily like $400, $500. This one right here is the Party Favor vinyl. These three are flexi disc, 2 picture discs. This one right here is probably the most rare one. A yellow Urban Outfitters exclusive. I paid $170 for that, a signed vinyl. This is every single color variant of When We All Fall Asleep. Then we have Happier Than Ever, which just came out, which is every variant. To afford all the stuff I have, I work almost 40 hours a week. I'll do payment plans. If I did not use that, I would not be where I am with all of this, honestly. I've flown to Dallas for her show. I'm flying to Las Vegas in 3 weeks, and then I'll be going to California in April. Next year, I'm going to 6 shows. If I didn't work as much, I wouldn't be able to do the things I enjoy, like going to these concerts. I would be missing out on so much. Right here we have these custom Air Force Ones that my friend got me for my birthday. They have Billie from When the Party's Over. I have this Phineas set list from a concert I went to. At the end of the show, I go running to my mom and then she's like, well, look, I just got you the set list. And she tells me she had to flirt with the lighting booth guy just to get the set list. So over here is probably my favorite little corner in my room because, it has these signs and some pictures from a live stream concert that Billie did. Billie decided to surprise all of us and we were all in complete shock. Oh my gosh, we got to talk to her, got to say hi to her. It was crazy, it was the best feeling in the world. Over here, we have the heart of my collection. So I have about 150 items of clothes alone. Now, going to my shirts, they are in order from oldest to newest. We have this rainbow shirt that I got at a New York pop-up. That was probably around $30. A blinged out shirt. I think this was $100. This was my first piece of merch. I literally showed up to school looking like a highlighter. Her new sweats probably cost the most money. This was ranged from, I think, $120 to $150. So on clothing alone, I've probably spent around maybe $3,000, $4,000 on those. So over the years, I've probably spent around $7,000 on merch alone, and then with concerts and traveling closer to $10,000. I'd say the collection itself is worth close to $16,000. I fell in love with her music with each release. Like, there was nothing I didn't like. It's not just simple, like, oh, her music's good. Like, her music has actual meaning. I don't think she realizes how much she helps her fans when it comes to her music. Over the years, just watching interviews, getting to know her, we're growing up together, basically.
You know you're a big Billie stan when you're literally sleeping in a Billie Eilish museum, but can we take it to the next level? What about an entire house? Let's head to Dallas, Texas and meet The Weeknd's super stan, Jessica.
Hey guys, I'm Jessica. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm The Weeknd's biggest stan. This is my Weeknd themed house. Come on in. Don't forget to wipe your feet. I love and adore The Weeknd. The way he puts his feelings on his records, his lyrics, I can relate to that. Every day there's a routine. I wake up, I get ready, I sit at the table, I go to eBay, Mercari, Depop, and I see what new things there is, what new things that I don't have. I have about 65 vinyls, over 50 CDs, 40 magazines, 19 posters, and around 23 signed items of his. I know I have some people that are probably jealous of my collection. I spoke to my mom and I asked her what did she think, and she was like, "You're crazy." So here's my closet. I have my extra CDs up here, the signed vinyls. Here's the signed CD booklets that I have. So here's all my shirts and my jackets from The Weeknd. I own about 37 different items. This is my favorite item. It's the older brand of his EXO official issue, and I bought it for $100. It's pretty rare. I actually bought 2 of these shirts. That way I could tie-dye one of them and keep one plain. So I love The Weeknd so much, I bought 2 of the jackets when he collaborated with H&M. I bought one to wear and one to keep in pristine condition. So roughly I'd say I'd spend about $100 over here. At least $1,000 on this merchandise. So the way that I can afford some of this, or all of this merch in fact, is because I save money by not having Wi-Fi. I use the Dallas Public Library Wi-Fi that they give for free. Me and my husband, we don't eat out, we don't eat snacks. We only eat like the meals of the day, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I skip on like a lot of things. Like for Christmas, I'll go look for every single clearance item that they have. One of my most prized possessions is this Kissland signed CD. This is his early signature that actually has Abel Tesfaye on it. And this is very rare because he no longer signs a signature like this anymore. So over here I have my most expensive item from The Weeknd. It's his Trilogy First Press box set. It is the First Press vinyl box set. He had a signed lithograph and I have 3 of those. This box cost me $1,550 and I have 2 of them. And I have his second press box that cost me $700. Each album has a different meaning. When I was going through a heartbreak, that was like the Kissland era. When I was getting married, that's the Starboy era. After Hours is like opening up the wounds of heartbreak that I had before. So this is a photo that I got to take when I actually met The Weeknd. It was a VIP experience I paid $500 for. It was so quick, it was only 5 seconds. So I paid $500 for 5 seconds, it was $100 a second. So this is my wall dedicated to his Super Bowl halftime performance. Some of these items never came to market. Some of these items were actually at the Super Bowl. Somebody took them and I bought off of them. I enjoy The Weeknd and I want his merchandise. Not only that, but also collecting helps me get into another world of like my safe space. Be able to get away from life and my troubles, like losing family members, heartbreak that I've had over the years. This is my vinyl wall. I own every single vinyl of The Weeknd. My favorite vinyl is this My Dear Melancholy vinyl. It came out for record store day. I had to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning with my husband. We had to camp out, wait in line until 10 a.m. to get it. I actually got 5 copies of those. I was so excited, so happy. I posted my 5 copies on Instagram and actually got hate for it, saying I was a fake fan, I was a rat, they wished I died and everything. And it made me feel bad because I don't do it to be greedy. I just do it because that's what a collector does. When I was growing up, I wasn't really like popular, and The Weeknd wasn't really popular either at the time, and I felt kind of like an outcast, and I kind of hidden and timid and an introvert, just like how he was when he was coming up. He was able to say how I felt. Seeing him come from nothing and succeeding and being so good at everything that he does is kind of helping me in the way of how I'm different. So of course, everywhere I go, they have to know that I rep EXO. So I made these seat covers in my car, and I also have the decals in the back. Some of the things that I made myself was like the oven mitts, the pillowcases, the flag over the TV, shirts, masks, the rug, the wreath. So if you look at my ceiling fan, I actually have each fan blade modeled after the album that The Weeknd has. For my birthday, I spent around $300 to make all this stuff to give away to my guests. Kissland gift bags, this water bottle label. Since we're in a pandemic, I had to make this mask. I also made these sticker packs to give away as well. I would consider myself to be his biggest collector because I own so much. I own almost everything he's ever came out with. I probably spent about $15,000 to $20,000 on his merchandise. When I first bought my first shirt from him, when I first bought my first magazine, my first accessory, I didn't know it'd come to be this big.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Lifestyles of the Biggest Standums. We're back again next week, digging through the collections of the most hardcore Nicki Minaj and Justin Timberlake stands to ever walk US soil.